Archdiocese of Chicago is a vibrant and diverse faith community. We celebrate our faith through worship, evangelization, and reaching out to the needy. Welcome to Catholic Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann and we hope your Tuesday is off to a great start. We thank you for joining us through WNDZ 750 AM here in Chicago or through our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago, which is the account for the Archdiocese of Chicago. We have teed up a wonderful show for you today, talking about the 2024 Charities Golf Classic, one of the most popular events at Catholic Charities each year. This year, this premier golf outing is taking place on Monday, July 15th, and participants will have their choice of playing on two of the most sought-after courses in the Chicago area, Knollwood Club in Lake Forest and Shore Acres in Lake Bluff, while raising critical funds for Catholic Charities. This event is always a highlight of summer for many people, and here to discuss all of the details that will make the 2024 Charities Golf Classic extra special this year is Matt Davis, one of the chairpersons for the event. Welcome, Matt.
Katie, thanks so much for having me. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Very nice to see you as well. And we're so grateful for you being here today and for all that you and the other co-chairmen are doing to make this another successful event for Catholic Charities this year, Matt. This really is a special year for this fabulous golf tournament. Can you tell us all about it?
Well, it's special in that it's the 30th anniversary from the first event. So we've been holding this event for 30 years, which is amazing in and of itself. As you mentioned, Monday, July 15th at two fabulous golf courses, Shore Acres up in Lake Bluff and the Knollwood Club up in Lake Forest. So we welcome all golfers. It's going to be a wonderful day, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And so, Matt, were there any stories that you heard along the way about how Mike and Susie Huck started this tournament 30 years ago? I mean, was it just a brainchild of theirs, or was there a certain event that spurred the idea of a golf tournament? How did it come about?
First of all, just the fact that it's 30 years, and I think back on what I was doing 30 years ago. Before I'd met my wife, before I had any children, I was a young guy just out of college running around New York City. And, Mike and Susie had the inspiration, the idea of really just getting friends together. I think Susie was particularly involved in the Lake County Women's Board. And they said, look, let's get our friends together. Mike's an avid golfer, and just see if we can raise some money for Catholic Charities of Lake County. It's almost as simple as that. And, from that spawned an annual event that we've been holding ever since. And it's just, I think it's a testament to just a simple idea and really having a major impact that has continued on.
Well, and it's so impressive how many folks have been involved for many years, you among them, Matt. I know John Brinkerhoff has been a committee member and one of the leaders, one of the co-chairmen for many years. And now Tim Finnegan, Fred Marks, John Cortese. Are there any others we should acknowledge that are helping you coordinate the event this year, Matt?
Absolutely. I mean, John Brinkerhoff is a great friend and a great mentor. And, he got me involved in this probably the better part of 15 years ago. And it's a lot of times that's what you need, just somebody to make you reflect and think about how you can help and give back. So I've got my current partners who are fabulous partners and great friends, Tim Finnegan, Fred Marks, and John Cortese. We couldn't do any of this without Kathleen Altanji, who's been our event coordinator for the past several years. She's just fantastic, keeps us all organized. We're so happy to have Lisa Connolly, who's new to Catholic Charities. She was hired recently as the Senior Director of Major Giving. She's been having a huge impact as we get ready for this year's event. Kristen Clifford, who's our Director of Special Events, she's been helping all the way. So just the great people at Catholic Charities supporting this event. And then, Dr. Sally Blount, who's our president and CEO, just her advocating for the event, her support of the event, we really thank her. And then one other person I'd love to thank, Ron Bernardi has been with us the past few years, and he runs our live paddle race, and he's just fantastic. And he just has a great way of grinding that extra dollar or two out of everybody after dinner at the annual paddle race. So I'm looking forward to having him do it again this year.
Well, and I've had the great fortune of attending that event, and he may do a great job as the paddle master, but that room is just full of very kind, generous people, Matt. And so it's inspiring to be there. They may enjoy the game part of it, but they're going to donate anyway, just because they care about the mission of Catholic Charities and want to give back. And so it was inspiring that the times I've been there just to be part of that environment of good people wanting to support the mission.
Absolutely. And we hope you can be there again this year.
Thank you. So yes, I'm definitely going to try to do so.
Awesome.
And also, I know another really special part of this day, Matt, is that you and your fellow chairman generously reach out to the first responders in Lake County and in Cook County, and you invite them to come and play in the tournament. Can you share some stories about how this came about, and maybe just some stories of the first responders that you've met through this very generous invitation each year?
Sure. So I'm very fortunate and honored to serve on a commission in the city of Lake Forest for the police and fire departments. And, it's basically a civilian component of their hiring process. So I help the chief of police and the fire chief in their efforts to hire new people for their forces. So I've gotten to know them very well over the last few years. And, a few years ago, I said, it would be great to have some of these people involved in the event. So I've been donating a foursome for the police department and the fire department for the last several years. And I love to make it a little bit of a contest. So, and they love it. So we basically, I think in the last 5 years, the fire department has won 4 of them, but last year was the first upset, and the police department won the cup. So but they love it, and I love giving them an opportunity. They're such important people in our community, and I think this is a unique opportunity for them to join us and really spend some time with the people that they serve so well in just a very enjoyable, casual, fun event.
Well, they really are heroes with so much courage to go to work each day trying to do the greater good for each community that they serve, but never knowing what they're walking into each day. So I applaud you for acknowledging that and honoring that in such a wonderful, fun, spirited way by inviting them to the tournament, Matt. That's really quite honorable of you and your fellow chairman to do that.
Well, we love having them. It's definitely a special day.
And so you yourself have been playing in the tournament and helping to plan it for more than 15 years. That's so incredibly generous of you. Can I ask, do you have a favorite part of the day, Matt?
Well, probably honestly, right after we finish the raffle and it's over, I finally kind of let my breath out. But I do try to tell myself to enjoy the moment. It's always a special day, but I'm always immensely satisfied when we get through everything and everything has worked out, and we sort of get to realize the level of generosity of the people that joined us, and it's always just a great relief. And so here we are about 6 weeks out, and so yeah, I'm kind of amped up. I'm making sure we're getting the people signed up, and frankly, every day I'll probably spend a moment or two just hoping that we have great weather. We've been so fortunate the last few years, but some things are out of your control. But yeah, I think it's just gearing up, and when you get to take that breath after it's over, that's pretty satisfying.
Absolutely, and I'll join you. I'll say a little prayer from now till July 15th that you get another stellar day weather-wise.
Exactly.
And so, we just want to make a mention too that the fact that this is Catholic Charities' main golf tournament for the summer 2024. And I know in recent years you have had Catholic Charities supporters from all over Cook and Lake County come up to Lake Forest and Lake Bluff, to play. But that's the case again this year, right, Matt? You want to make an invitation to people all over Cook and Lake County to come and join in this one outing this summer.
Absolutely. We want to cast as wide a net as possible and invite as many people. Our goal generally, we have 2 golf courses. If we can get to at least 40 foursomes, 40 groups, we know we're going to have a very successful event. traditionally, as this thing started up here in Lake County, it was kind of a locals event. A lot of Knollwood members, a lot of sort of local community people, and we've tried to cast a wider net. We've been reaching out to friends at other local area golf clubs. We've been reaching out to other parishes and just casting a wider net and spreading the word. And the reality is I think we're really the only major fundraising golf event that Catholic Charities manages in the area. So we're trying to get people that maybe were participating in other events to consider coming up and joining us. So, we still have plenty of room, but we want to cast a wide net, and everybody's welcome to join us.
And along those same lines, can you tease up, a little bit of a preview of some of the special contests? I know every golf tournament has some contests to make it a little bit more fun. What are some of the ones that people can look forward to on July 15th?
Well, I think we have sort of what people would recognize as sort of traditional events, sort of we call it the straightest drive contest, longest putt. There's prizes if somebody is fortunate enough to get a hole-in-one. Probably one of my favorite events that we do at each golf course, it's called the Mega Putt Contest. So before everybody tees off and goes out to their holes, they'll gather on the putting green and make a huge circle, put their ball down, and everybody putts to a hole in the middle of the green, and the ball that goes in wins a prize. And it's a pretty entertaining starting event. It kind of gets everybody off the driving range and focused in one area so they can go out to the golf course. And amazingly, almost every time somebody will sink a putt. It's you wouldn't think, but it's always an entertaining start to the day.
And just makes everybody get excited, right, for the rest of the day when they start the morning off with a little putting contest. That's awesome. You have humbly mentioned before that you yourself had a hole-in-one. I think you said on the 12th hole at Knollwood before. So you have, great experience to share with people that it is possible on these courses.
It can happen. It can happen.
For those who have not played either course before, are there anything, that you'd like to mention that make these two? I know they're just regarded as gorgeous premier courses in Chicago, but anything else special that you'd like to maybe share with our audience about each or both of these courses?
Well, I would just say if anybody who's listening is into golf course architecture or sort of a golf junkie, these are two very special courses. The Knollwood Club, we're celebrating our centennial year. It was built in 1924 by a famous architecture firm called Allison. Shore Acres is from 1916. It's a classic Seth Rayner course. So anybody who even has a passing interest in golf course architecture will recognize those golf course architects, and they're both very special places, and both of them have undergone pretty extensive renovations in the last just few years. And a lot of these renovations have been restorative in that they're trying to get back to what the original architect's intent was. So they've been very special places, and I think they're both probably looking and playing as well as they have in a long, long time.
And no doubt they'll be in perfect condition to play on July 15th. We just want to remind everybody that registration is open right now, and anyone who wants to register or consider sponsorships for the Charities Golf Classic, we invite you to go to CatholicCharities.net/enable-our-work. And then click on the Charities Golf Classic to register right there on Catholic Charities website. You can also, if you have any questions, call 312-948-6864. Again, that's 312-948-6864. And we hope you will all take a look at this and be part of this wonderful summer event for Catholic Charities this year. Matt, if you'll please bear with us, we're going to take a break here on The Voice of Charity. And when we return, we're going to continue our conversation with Matt Davis, co-chairman of Catholic Charities 2024 Charities Golf Classic. Please stay tuned.
I can't imagine myself going into any other school.
Our school fosters growth by being a backbone to our family.
My kids are incredibly well-rounded. I see a lot of kindness in them on a daily basis.
One of the things I think Catholic schools do well is personalize the learning experience. You can hear joy in the classrooms.
I feel that I'm happy that I am in this kind of school.
Our school communities provide students with academic excellence and character education in a supportive and stable learning environment. Come see for yourself. Visit archchicago.org/findaschool.
Catholic Charities Golf Classic is teeing up to be a fabulous event this summer. Join us on Monday, July 15 at Knollwood Club in Lake Forest and Shore Acres in Lake Bluff, two premier courses in Chicago. Proceeds from this outing will support Catholic Charities programs and services in Cook and Lake counties. Last year, we served more than 400,000 people, improving lives and nourishing spirits through their difficult times. Gather your foursome, or just join us for the spectacular dinner following the tournament. Catholic Charities Golf Classic is always a highlight of summer in Chicago. Come and experience this signature event for yourself. To learn more and register for the Catholic Charities Golf Classic on July 15, call 312-948-6864. That's 312-948-6864. Or visit CatholicCharities.net.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and it's my great pleasure today to be here with Matt Davis, who is co-chairman of Catholic Charities 2024 Charities Golf Classic, a wonderful golf tournament coming up on Monday, July the 15th. And Matt, before the break, we were talking about the tournament itself and how it's on these two premier golf courses, Knollwood Club in Lake Forest and Shore Acres in Lake Bluff. But then, as you referenced, there's a wonderful dinner after the tournament concludes. Can you tell us all about what happens there?
Sure. So, one of the things we love to do is host everybody back at the Knollwood Club for cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, and then a dinner where we, again, the goal is to raise money. So we have a nice, I think, quick program. We invite everybody who's played at Shore Acres to come over. And anybody can join us for dinner. If you can't play golf that day, we'd love to have you join us for dinner. It's always a beautiful setting, lots of friends and family, and it really gives everybody the opportunity to go that extra mile to help Catholic Charities out.
And would you like to take this opportunity, Matt, to give a shout out to some of the community partners and sponsors who have generously already committed to supporting this event?
Oh, I would love to, but and I'll just say it ahead of time. I know I'll probably forget way too many people, but just two or three that come to mind. Classic Toyota has been a great supporter over the last many years. Sunset Foods, they've been there for us for a long period of time. Lake Forest Bank and Trust, they've always been great supporters. So that's just three, and I guess I'll just apologize and the many others that I forgot to mention. But there's so many people that help make sure this event is successful, and that's just three groups that help sponsor.
And one of the special things about this tournament, too, Matt, is I know that you go to the trouble of creating signage for every single sponsor. And so as the participants go through each of the courses, there's signage on the different tees to let people know that this or that person or this or that company has been a generous sponsor of the event. So to me, that's just a lovely reminder throughout the day of people's generosity and participation in supporting Catholic Charities.
Yeah, and I think along with that signage, it's just quick facts about the impact that Catholic Charities has on the people that it serves, and helps remind and educate people on, what they're really doing, what they're supporting, and what their dollars are supporting. And I think that's hugely impactful too.
That's a really great point. I know that each participant is given, a fact sheet of where Catholic Charities' greatest needs are, and also how many people we've served. We've served almost 400,000 people last year, and many of them numerous times a year. And so the need is great. Those facing homelessness and food insecurity, are probably the Catholic Charities' two most ongoing needs. But there's so many important areas of service: domestic violence and senior services, and so those are just two others. And so I'm grateful that you mentioned that, Matt. As wonderful as this day is, we know that behind it all, everybody is really conscious of the need that's out there and wanting to support Catholic Charities in their efforts to alleviate suffering and help people get on a better path for their future. And in that regard, Matt, I know you and your wife Chrissy and your kids have generously volunteered in the Lake County Food Pantry before, and you've mentioned that you really have great empathy for those facing food insecurity. Can I ask, in the last year or two, have you met any staff members or clients or fellow volunteers that, have made an impact on you and heightened your awareness of the work of Catholic Charities?
Well, I think, one thing I'll point out, it's one of the things I think is so special about Catholic Charities is how they're always compelled to do more. Someone will come in with a food need, but they don't just give you food and send you out the door. I think they make the effort, and that's what the program's all about, is to see, is there a root problem? Is there something else you need help with? What's causing this food need? And I think that's a step above and beyond what I think a lot of charitable organizations might do. From my own experience, one of the things I'm hopeful we'll do, we've done it for many years in the past, is we're working on inviting a client at Catholic Charities to our event where they can speak to everybody at dinner and talk about their experience and talk about the impact Catholic Charities have had on their lives. And I think that's always a immensely compelling moment. So we'll look to hopefully do that again this year. I try to tell myself, my family and friends that, donating money, while that's immensely important, is really sort of the easy part. And I try to always sort of encourage myself to get a little more involved, volunteer at the food pantry or volunteer to deliver, meals to elderly, or just, do something, however small, just to try to get some connection with the people that that need the help. And you mentioned empathy, and I think that's a really important concept, because that's really what it's all about. Is we're trying to help people improve their lives, and I'm very fortunate, and my family's very fortunate to be where we are, and anything we can do to help others that are less fortunate, it's really important to me.
Thank you so much for mentioning that, and for inviting others to grow in their knowledge and in their experience with Catholic Charities. A couple weeks ago here on The Voice of Charity, we had an inventory manager named Eric Young on the show, and he handles the inventory for all 14 of our WIC food stores, the Women, Infant, Children food stores in Chicago. And they are starting a new initiative this summer in which they are launching a mobile truck into the Austin and Garfield neighborhoods. And so he was sharing that he's up to the challenge. He's looking forward to it, but it's going to be, quite a massive job, because he, as I said, he monitors the inventory in the 14 stores, but then this mobile truck is going to be 7 days a week, going to the community, serving the young families there, and then need to be restocked on an ongoing basis. And so I, like you, feel like in my experience at Catholic Charities, I'm constantly continuing to learn about how the staff do what they do, what is the pain that the clients are suffering, and it makes it all that more rewarding, to be part of this agency that's been around for more than 100 years, and in many ways we're doing the exact same thing that we were doing back in 1917, right? We're just alleviating suffering, helping people through hard times, and helping them, look toward a happier future.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'm familiar with that initiative, and I think it's a testament to the people who came up with it. It's a hugely sort of creative solution to getting to food to more people in need through mobile vehicles versus sort of the traditional sort of warehouse model, and they're going to be able to positively impact a lot more people with that effort. So I applaud them, and that's very special people working for Catholic Charities, no doubt.
Another area that we have really excelled in the last couple years is our service to the new arrivals in Chicago. Catholic Charities has assisted close to 40,000 new arrivals as they've gotten into Chicago, and we had never done anything on this scale before, but we started working with the city and the state on an ongoing basis, and so now we are helping people establish more permanent homes and apartments. More than 30 parishes across the Archdiocese of Chicago have actively reached out to Catholic Charities and say that they either want to financially support the asylum seekers or that they want to actually accompany them if they're living in a nearby community and help them figure out how the transportation works, help their children get into school. And so my point is Catholic Charities has embraced this new challenge that, COVID happened and then the new arrivals came, and those two were groundbreaking new challenges for Catholic Charities. But in my opinion, they've really, really risen to the occasion and helped keep all of our programs and services going in addition to these two really significant events in the city of Chicago.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you highlight another, skill that Catholic Charities brings to help people that have come to this country to, maybe escape violence or look for a better life. Help these people. We've got, many, many bilingual people at Catholic Charities that can help figure out, a path to citizenship. And it's, I think it's sort of an obvious sort of Catholic Christian message to help those less fortunate. So I'm proud to be a part of an organization that is actively doing that.
Well, we couldn't do the work we do, Matt, without wonderful events like the Charities Golf Classic, and we cannot thank you enough for all that you and all of your fellow co-chairmen are doing to make this another hugely successful event this year. I also just can't thank you enough for your ongoing dedication to the mission of Catholic Charities. It's really so unique and special that you have been so dedicated to this event for more than 15 years. And on behalf of everyone at Catholic Charities, I just want to express our profound gratitude for your steadfast ongoing commitment to this event and to the mission of the agency.
Well, thank you, Katie. It's an honor to do it, and I hope to see you on July 15th.
Yes, like I said, hoping to be there. Thank you so much for being here and look forward to that event. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks, Katie.
I also just want to say once again that this is a great day of golf for a great cause. To register or consider sponsorships, please visit CatholicCharities.net, click Enable Our Work, and then click Charities Golf Classic, or call 312-948-6864. Again, that phone number is 312-948-6864. We also encourage you to visit the Learn More section of our website, where you can see our annual report and our most recent copy of Spirit Magazine for more on the programs and services that Matt and I discussed today. And all of these programs and services are going to benefit from the proceeds of the Charities Golf Classic. As I said, Charities serves more than 400,000 people each year, many of them numerous times over the year. And events like this golf outing are critical to our ability to support people in serious need. Our deepest thanks to Matt Davis, the Hawk family, and everyone else who has been so generous at this event for the past 30 years. And we invite you all back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Bredemann, and we thank you for tuning in and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.